Today, year 2 of this franchise rebuild with the Los Angeles Rams is going to come to a close as we enter Week 18, heading into U.S. Bank Stadium to face off against Justin Jefferson and the Minnesota Vikings. Matt Stafford likely making his final start in a Rams uniform. We'll see what happens there, but how do we get here? In Week 16, we take down the Niners 21-16. Stafford, 277, 2 touchdowns, no picks, but he was sacked 5 times. Purdy, less than 200 passing yards, did not have a good day, but McCaffrey had 2 touchdowns on the ground, 5.1 per carry, and we got nothing going. And I think the reason why was because James Robinson only had 1 carry. It might have gotten hurt there in the first quarter and did not return. So then in the receiving, Cooper Kupp, 73 to score. And then in the sacks, 1.5 for Quincy Basnight. The other half of that sack goes to Kobe Turner, stepping in for Aaron Donald. And by the way, John Johnson had a fumble and the recovery too. And Minnesota lost their game against the Lions here in Week 16, but they continue to plummet down the rankings and stick in that bottom 3. But Aaron Donald refuses to re-sign with the Rams. So I think we know what that's going to lead to later on in the episode. But the Rams win again, their second straight win, this time against the Cardinals. 2 touchdowns for Murray, but I think he got hurt because Clayton Tune came in and went 7 for 7 in this game. So both guys played pretty well, but the Rams are the ones who come out on top, as Stafford was not sacked at all in this game. So good job there. Did have 1 pick, did not, have a whole lot of yards passing, but, both teams ran the ball a good amount, but did not get a whole lot on the ground. Rashawn Black gets 93, that young tight end over there in Arizona. While our tight end David Parson gets 43 and a touchdown too, with Kyren Williams also pulling in the second touchdown from Stafford. And then Omena, who had 3 sacks, which is more than double his current, or what his total was prior to that. So great for him. Minnesota loses again in Week 17. And we are inching closer to a top 3 pick. Upgrade point for Richards, our star rookie corner. We're going to go with zone here. And we got +1 speed again. That's been huge because a lot of these receivers, the good ones, are very, very quick. So having to speed up there is going to be crucial in coverage. We go with power moves for Basnight to get him more well-rounded. For Parson, we're going to go possession here. Get him better at catching the ball in traffic and things of that nature. And for Dante Childers, our backup D tackle, we're going to go with run stopper and work on that block should we get +3 here, which is great. But here we go in U.S. Bank Stadium, everybody. Our last game of the season in Minneapolis, Minnesota. And guess who is leading these Vikings? It's Baker Mayfield, a quarterback in place of Kirk Cousins. Very, very interesting. We'll see what happens here. Coach Lee trying to end his second season as the head coach here in Los Angeles on a positive note, We could go 8-9, we could go 7-10, we could go 7-9-1. Who knows what's going to happen today? But trying to take down a horrible Vikings team, and we have their draft pick. So winning this game is pretty important, I'd say. It is Week 18, folks, as the final week of this season officially kicks off here in Minneapolis, Minnesota. Richards to return, and he breaks 1 tackle and gets to the 24-yard line where the Rams will start their first drive. This is most likely Stafford's final start with this team, despite, 3 more years or 2 more years at the very least on his contract, each year being $50 million. This could be his last game with us as the starter, so let's see what he's got. We're facing the 4-12 Vikings, who traded up for that first overall pick in last year's draft to take Nathan Rice, the right end, instead of a quarterback. Now they've got Baker Mayfield out there. But we're on offense first. Robinson gets 1 on the first gain. And on second down, Stafford's back to throw. Clean pocket. Dumped off for Donald, who breaks a tackle, but doesn't get much more. 5 yards to go on third down, trying to avoid a really slow start. As that one was thrown right to a defender, Stafford, what the hell? What? What did he see there? He threw it to him like he was on his team. Look how much space there is between this guy and anybody else. No way. And that's the exact reason why Stafford's done. Out comes Baker. 16 touchdowns, 14 picks. Just below 3,000 yards. He has not been good this year. But out come the Vikings offense. They've been bottom 3 all year long in points per game at 30th. With about 16.6. We average 20.5, so we've been better than them. Nice tackle there by Banzan on Madison for his first carry. On the ground, they have also been bottom 3. Only about 83 yards per game, so Madison has not been very good. This offensive line has not been good. As Mayfield's going down, it's pressure from Byron Young, the superstar edge rusher. His second season after, 14 sacks in his rookie year. Definitely has not produced at that level this year, but he has made a lot of progress in his development as John Johnson brings the pressure, but Mayfield finds his man inside the 10. It is a first down for the Vikings. That is KJ Osborne for 24 yards. Now it's first and goal from the 8. Empty backfield for Mayfield. He's got time, but now he's pressured on the run, back of the end zone. Through the air, this team has averaged less than 200 passing yards per game, which is not good, obviously. Madison on the ground here for 6. That will set up third and goal with 2 yards to go. They go in I formation here. This is Madison stuffed. A gain of 1. Ernest Jones on the tackle. That's why you got to bring this guy back. Well, here comes the offense. Stafford needs to really shake off that pick. That was one of the worst I've seen him throw in this franchise. And we've seen quite a bit of picks from him. So that's not good. As he just sails this one. Ed Robinson wide open in the flat. At least give your guy a chance. Closest guy was like 5-10 yards away. But instead, it's second and 10. Robinson's got nothing. The play calling definitely has not helped us out on the offensive in these last couple of weeks. But Stafford is not the guy. Puna Ford for the sack. Loss of 10. For those who don't know, Sleeper is a fantasy sports app, but they also have a section for sports betting. This is called Sleeper Picks, and this is where you can bet on 2 to 8 leg parlays that you put together yourself on certain stat projections for different players across major sports leagues. For example, back in September when the Niners played the Giants, I took the over on touchdowns for McCaffrey and Deebo Samuel, the over on passing yards for Brock Purdy, and the under on passing yards for Daniel Jones. On a $20 bet, the multiplier comes out to 8.84, so the payout is $176.80. If you have not yet used Sleeper Picks, but you want to, then you can use my first deposit match code, and Sleeper will match your deposit up to $100. So if you put in $50, they'll put in $50 for you as well. If you put in $100, they'll put in $100. If you put in more, they will only put up to $100. So put in your first deposit using my match code Stumpy. The link is also in my description. And thanks for listening. Look right here, only a couple of teams are still in the running. San Fran and Philly trying to hold on to their playoff spots if they can win this week. The Vikings start the drive with a run for Madison, as the Rams go from a pick on the third play of the game to a 3-and-out. Now down by 3, the Vikings have the ball again. They're the ones in front. This one's caught. Baker finds last year's rookie Jordan Addison for a first down and more inside our 35-yard line. 5 wide for Mayfield. He slings it. It's caught by Jefferson, but he lost the ball and they recovered. We had people in the area and we couldn't reel it in. That was the opportunity. And they go play action. Mayfield rolls out. Dumps it off for the first. Red zone offense now for Minnesota. Baker. Dropped. Incomplete for Addison. Look at that. In coverage by Darius Richards. Drawing that one loose. That brings up 2nd down and 10. Another drop back. Mayfield. A little soft floater for Jefferson. That goes for 4 to bring up 3rd and 6. They are the 2nd worst 3rd down converting team in the entire league. If we allow this, we don't deserve to win. And we don't. Jordan Fuller in coverage. Jars that one out of the hands of Addison. They'll have to hold for a field goal again. We come back out on our own 21. Robinson has a better hole here. That one goes for 8. But still, no first downs, and the first quarter only has about 90 seconds left or so. Play action. Stafford finds Kupp. There's our first down. 7 passing yards. Some days we just don't have it until we get a better quarterback. Some days Stafford will play well. We've seen this before. As this one is just not even sure what he was looking for there. That was closer to a Viking than it was to a Ram. Can we stop handing the ball off in 2nd and long? And now Kupp's down. That's not good for the offense. That's already come out of the gate struggling. 3rd and 5. Akua out there in the slot in Kupp's place. The screen play. No blockers in front. I would love to win this game because it is crucial. If we beat them, we all but secure a top 3 pick for ourselves because we have their pick. We got to do it. Into the first quarter. We're down 6-0. Start of the quarter. 1 yard to go on 2nd down. It's a little jet sweep for Jefferson. He's going backwards. Kenneth Murray down on the field after the play. It's not good for this defense. I should bring out Chris Barnes for more playing time until he can return. But now 3rd and 2. They go play action. Young is there to bring down Mayfield, his 2nd sack of the half. Big one to force a punt. We got to do something here, folks. We are a yard shy of our own 40. Got to get a good drive going here. Got to put things together. There's a hole. Robinson rolls ahead for the first down, and now he's picking up steam on the ground. Just what this team needs. Just shy of midfield. We go on the ground again. Another hole. We go 5 wide on 2nd and 4. Stafford, easy throw, caught for the first by Nakua. This is definitely our best drive yet. No question about it. Play action. Stafford, pressure coming, he'll throw it away. This is one of the best passing defenses. Their run defense is horrible, but they have the number 2 pass defense. We have the 4th best pass defense in terms of yards per game. So, not saying it's going to be easy, but got to be doing better. I mean, this team overall is horrible as that pass can't be hauled in by Parson. Jarred loose by Harrison Smith. We're held to a field goal attempt. 1st and 10 for the Vikings. Madison breaks a tackle, then falls ahead for 5. On the ground again. Madison, not much here. That's going to bring up 3rd down. Byron Young drops back in coverage, and this pass is caught by Osborne for the first. Mayfield 7 for 10. Can we not get diced up by Baker, please? Come on, guys. I still want to see Richard's first pick. We have had some in box scores, but we haven't actually seen him pick one off yet. But they aren't, very common, so. From the 42. Hole there, and he's got space across the 50. Madison taken down at the 45. Minnesota's just controlling the clock, controlling the game. The tempo is theirs. It's under their control. Our defense has just been doing their best at holding these guys to field goals, and so far, keeping them outside of the end zone. Just inside the 40 on the ground. Madison pummels ahead for the first. Another carry. And right now, this run defense is doing nothing. 10 runs for 55 yards for Madison. This is why defensive tackle is going to be one of our main defensive focuses in the offseason as Osborne loses 2. Byron Young is there. Well, what a day he's had so far. 2 sacks and a tackle for a loss to boot. That brings up 3rd down. They need the 24-yard line to move the chains. Mayfield, quick throw, in traffic, incomplete for Jefferson. Quentin Lake right there in coverage. This drive is very important. We're down by 6, but they get the ball at halftime, so scoring here is very, very crucial. Down by 6, Stafford slings it out to Robinson, and now Cam Robinson is down. The left tackle, grabbing his left knee. It's never a good sign. And he's limping off the field towards the locker room. That should bring in Warren McClendon at left tackle for the time being until he can return. As that one's incomplete for Parson. Stafford, deep drop back, left side, and incomplete. Donald was out of bounds. Horrible, horrible, horrible. Well, now it's important for our defense to get a stop here because we don't want the Vikings to double up on us to end and start the halves. Out of the 2-minute warning, though. 2nd down and 10. They start from their own 31 on this possession. Pressure from behind. It's Quincy Basnight with the sack. Our 3rd of the half. Good to see our 2 young linebackers, Basnight and Young, get involved here in the pass rush. With Aaron Donald, yeah, Donald's missing the rest of the season, so that is true. But we force a punt. Great work by our defense. We have a 2-minute drill coming up. We give it right back to this offense, who needs to start moving the ball downfield. And really, how many chances can you get? Stafford, right side, caught by Parson. The 35 now. Stafford, clean pocket, got it complete. That's Williams. We're going to go no huddle now. Under 90 seconds to go in this first half. Stafford dumps it again, but he's off the mark. If he completes that, we get the first down plus more, and the clock stops because that guy probably goes out of bounds too. 2nd and 10 though. Stafford heaving one downfield, incomplete. Trying to go for, I think that was Tyler Johnson because I forgot to show it. But Tutu Atwell and Scotty Miller are both out with injuries from practice. That one's incomplete. Stafford is sub 50% passing. The Vikings get it back, another chance to double up. But it's picked off! Lake jumps the pass intended for Addison. Baker never saw him. And the defense gets a stop. We've got it inside their 10. We've got to convert. Huge mistake from Mayfield and a big interception from Quentin Lake. We cannot screw this up. We have been gifted this possession. Stafford for the end zone. Touchdown, Puka Nacua. It took one play. That's all we needed. 51 seconds for Mayfield and the Vikings. Over the middle, incomplete, knocked away by Barnes. 2nd and 10. Clean pocket. Mayfield downfield, he's got him wide open. It's Jordan Addison at the 50. That took all of 8 seconds. From midfield. Baker, left side now, deep shot, it's Osborne, he's gone! Are you serious, Fuller? That's John Johnson, both of you! You're our safeties! Our last line of defense! And you let him get behind you! With 40 seconds in the first half! The first half comes to an end. And we are falling behind 16-10. Some big plays by the Vikings, not a whole lot by our offense. And the defense is pretty much why the game is as close as it is, but the defense also gave up that huge touchdown right afterwards too. But over in Detroit, they're hosting Seattle. They're approaching halftime as the Lions, the 13-3 Lions, are down to Seattle 10-7. So an upset brewing over there. Then in Tennessee, Philadelphia up 24-3 between the two 8-8 teams. Will Levis had a first half pick. Titans are not moving the ball on the offensive side. And then the Cowboys taking on the Browns over in Cleveland. And they are up 23-0 at halftime, or just about. A 13-3 team against a 3-13 team. That makes sense. Well, as we know, the Vikings start with the rock in this second half. Madison, up the middle. Easy gain at the 41. The run defense has been bad. On the ground. No, not on the ground. It's play action. Mayfield completes it. It's Jefferson. Doesn't have a lot to do today with Kobe Durant in coverage this time, but he makes that big catch. We almost had a sack there, but Mayfield was quick on his feet. And that one moves the chains. They're already in plus territory, now inside our 30. Play action again the other way. Mayfield for the end zone, off the hands of Fuller. Almost picked off. And second down, Mayfield. Clean pocket, no pressure, but it's just straight up drop by Addison. That brings up 3rd and 10 to go. Defense once again trying to hold the Vikings to a field goal. Mayfield. Time off the hands. It's not, that's Duke Shelley. Nice job. Great deflection. Vikings now lead by 9. The 2-score game. We gotta play better here, man. We've gotta win this game. We are helping them out. We are not gonna help ourselves out by not winning this game. We have to win this game to secure a top 3 pick. We still could possibly get it, depending on some other games, but we can officially get a top 3 pick if we just win this game. But we're just dumping the ball off. Stafford's 10 for 22. Might be looking for a playbook change here in the offseason, folks. And off on 3rd and 3. We get 1 yard. After a 5-yard pickup on first down, we go to second down. Mayfield slings it, caught, but not much room for Madison. That brings up 3rd down. The defense has so far been just extremely let down by the Rams offense. We are asking, once again, way too much of this defense. They've been on the field for most of this game. And they're tired out there, but they do get the stop. That's a big one. All right, less than 6 to go here in the 3rd quarter. That's a nice run for Robinson. Running game got off to a slow start, but it's definitely picked up recently. Might just be the go-to move going forward, even though we're down, because the passing game is just getting nothing done. There's a couple yards for Cooper Kupp, who's going to be okay. Good to see that. This is second grab. I think it's 3rd target in total. We've got 83 total yards. Is that good? This one's caught. It's dropped. He dropped it. Play action. Stafford pressured. He's taken down. Danielle Hunter. Trips top of your screen. 5 wide on 3rd and just about 20. Stafford. Lofts one. Incomplete. Had Parson open. And he underthrew the ball. I think at this point, for us to score, the defense has to get us the ball on the Vikings side of the field. Otherwise, it's not going to happen. Addison gets 4 here. Quincy Vans there on the tackle. Mayfield to throw. Clean pocket. Plenty of time, but batted away by Duke Shelley. 6 yards to go to keep this drive going. Mayfield lofts it. Incomplete in double coverage. We had Johnson there. Stafford's out here again. I'm going to let him play the entire game. Just because we know what Bennett's like. I'm not sure Bennett's going to breathe new life into this team. Although, I mean, that could happen. But I'm going to let Stafford ride this game out. The audible's here on 2nd down. Donald goes out wide. We're going to throw. Quick one. Off the mark for Parson. Come on, man. That was a 5-yard throw. 5 yards to go. Incomplete for Nakua. Jeff Okuda jars it loose. We're going to punt. We sure as hell did punt. They've been given plenty of opportunities. Madison, nice hole. Johnson brings them down after 6. Play action. Mayfield over the middle. Incomplete for Addison. Just prevent them from crossing the 50. And we do so. Kobe Durant in coverage. Jefferson was double teamed that time as well. He's been double teamed a couple different times in this game and has been relatively quiet. We start our next drive from our own 20-yard line. Kupp gets the give, but Smith meets him in the backfield. We just... we can't move the ball. This is just brutal. This is worse than usual. Clean pocket. Stafford. Downfield. Off the mark for Nakua. He's wide open, Stafford. Dude. I don't understand this guy. 3rd and long. This one's caught. That's Parson for a first. Just took us like 3 drives to complete 1 pass. This one's hauled in and trafficked by Kupp. Now we're in plus territory to start the 4th. We're on their 45 as we flip fields and Robinson loses 4. His worst run of the day comes on our most promising drive. This stinks. Stafford pressured, but he floats one over the top. Up the seam is Parson. That was Stafford's best throw today. Perfect one right there. 43 now on the day for David Parson. Now inside the Vikings 30, but now we can't run the ball at all. Just when the passing game gets started. Empty backfield for Stafford here on 2nd. He's got time, and he dumps it for Kupp. Short gain. That brings up 3rd down. Got to get inside the 20-yard line for a first. We hand it off. And it almost works. But why do you hand it off there on 3rd and 7? I get it's 4-down territory, but I just hate the play call. And we're going to take the field goal. On 4th and inches. This is the coaching choices here are driving me bonkers. 6-point game though. All that taking a field goal does there is pushes back us having to score a touchdown to our next drive. Which, why would you do that when you had 4th and inches, man? You had a good chance. But now it puts more pressure on our defense too because they can't allow any score of any kind, or else we're back down by 2 scores, and it was pretty much a worthless drive. If they allow a touchdown, it's game over. This one's caught. 1st down for Madison. Up to their own 38. To the outside. Madison between the tackles. Gain of 6. They have the 30th rushing offense, and they're tearing us apart. Both sides of the ball are having their issues. And it's not working out well for us against a team that we should be beating. Madison jukes at a defender. Inside the 40. But you're seeing what no Aaron Donald does to our run defense. Makes it a whole lot worse. Madison gets 4 more. You pretty much guarantee at this point 4 yards minimum on each carry, which, I mean, dude, look at him. He is heaving out there. He is tired. We going offside there. That was Byron Young. Madison gets the carry anyways for 5. 2nd and 1. Madison's got it. Omenahu tackles him from behind. This game's over, man. Under 5 to go. They're just going to milk the clock. These last 26 yards down the field. They'll either hit a field goal or they'll punch it in for a score. We've got no time to even come back. And, you know, granted, this does make our pick better, I guess. But you would rather have a higher pick than have a higher second first-round pick. At least I think. But hopefully we get lucky. And there's other 2 teams that are also kind of fighting for that 3rd overall pick. Hopefully they win their games. And the Vikings won't be affected as much. But now they're not going to definitely have... They for sure will not have the 1st or 2nd overall pick. But they could have 3, 4, or 5. Mayfield finds Addison. He gets inside the 2. 1st and goal. From the 1. Milking the clock. Mayfield finds Jefferson. Touchdown, Minnesota. And this game's over. Oh, and they're going for 2 as well. Pitch out. Addison cuts it back in. 14-point game. 2:34 to play. It's done. Wow. I can't believe that. That was absurd. I don't even have any words. I mean, is it not over? 2 minutes to play. We just heaved one downfield. Now we're going back to our dump-offs. We're going fast. That takes off 20 seconds. Stafford. Deep shot. Got it to Cup out of the 1. Couldn't keep his feet in bounds for just a single more yard, or one more yard, but 1st and goal from the 1. A quick drive by the Rams, trying to give ourselves a shot and make this game look better than it is. But it's caught for a touchdown. Puka Nacua gets his 2nd. Well, the clock winds down here, and we end our 2nd season here in this rebuild with a 7-10 record. We fall to the Vikings as they move to 5-12. Tough loss to take. But it's 27-20. Baker comes out on top. We lose by 7. And I think this game shows you the exact spots that you need to address in the offseason. Quarterback and defensive tackle especially. And maybe also corner. Which is why I might be using that 2nd first pick on either a D tackle or a corner once we draft a quarterback. If we don't end up drafting a quarterback in the 2nd round instead, because we might take that one guy, I forgot what his name was, but that one guy that's a 2nd to 3rd round level quarterback that we might be taking who's a more mobile one. It's him or it's Damon Craig. Those are the 2 options. But Madison goes for 150. Literally had no issues on any run ever. Osborne had 79, Addison had 60, Nacua had 2 scores. So good for him. He does have an upgrade point coming up. Young had 2.5 sacks. Basnight gets half a sack. And Durant forced a fumble, but they were the ones who recovered, obviously. And like I said, upgrade point here for Nacua. And I think for him, you want to work on the release. I want to go deep threat. We finished 7-10. We were 29th in offensive yards in the entire league, only behind the Texans, Vikings, and Commanders, are really only ahead of them. And for passing yards, we were middle of the pack, it looks like. Not good, not great. In terms of rushing yards, we had the second least amount. Points per game, we were bottom 13-ish. And yeah, that's just not very good. For defense, total yards, we had like a, bottom 20 defense. Or bottom 12 defense, rather. And for passing, we had one of the best pass defenses, as we talked about. We end up with the fifth best. And for rush yards allowed, third highest. Yeah. That's all I gotta know about that. Points allowed, top half of the league in a bad way. And for sacks, we did have the most in the entire league. But Stafford this year had 25 touchdowns, 11 picks, a rating of 97.9, only 176 yards per game, passed at a 65% clip, much better than Bennett, who we know had 4 and 5 through the first 5 weeks. On the ground, Robinson 3.6 per carry this year. That's why he was not re-signed. I have liked Williams' running better than Robinson's, but it still hasn't been the best. But Williams might have the main role next year. Not sure what to do about running back right now, but we'll see what the options are in the offseason. Cooper Kupp continues to be amazing. 1,300 yards, 14 touchdowns this season. Donald Parsons, 674, our second receiver. It's not good if your tight end is number 2 at 674. That is bad, actually. That's horrible. So, got to work on that. Get a better quarterback, work on the playbook. We had 17 sacks for Aaron Donald. Young gets up to 8.5. Baz Knight gets 6.5. Omenahu ends up with 5 thanks to that 3-sack game that we checked earlier. We had 3 picks from Quentin Lake, Duke Shelley, and the rookie Darius Richards. 2 from Johnson and Fuller, and 1 from Baz Knight, Jones, and Kenneth Murray. And for fumble recoveries, we had 1 from Johnson, Baz Knight, Young, and Hoyt. And for kicking, Graham Gano was as near to perfect as you can possibly be if you're forced to be taking 60-yard field goals. So 21 for 23. Did not miss a PAT. I'm glad I brought him back. And honestly, with our offensive struggles, I am going to fire our offensive coordinator, Jared Larson. In his place, we are going to hire Will Hudson, offensive coordinator. He's got 4 talents. He's got, more than 4. He's got 4 talents for vertical threat, 1 talent for secure the line, and 3 for halfback guru. So, we got a nice hiring bonus. We'll bring him in, and hopefully he's better. In the final standings, the Cowboys have the top record in the entire league by 2 games. Bengals, top AFC team with a 12-5 record. Here's all the playoff teams right here that made it this time around. The Dolphins just missed out. The Jaguars just missed out, as did the Niners and Titans. We're down here at 20, so we're going to have pick 20. Or not pick 20, we're going to have pick 12. And the Vikings are going to have pick 3 still because the Packers and Buccaneers both won. Huge, huge news. Our loss is not as detrimental as it seems, and winning this game would have had no effect either, so it ends up not being a huge deal. And across the entire league, it looks like Patrick Mahomes led the league in passing yards. Touchdowns, he also led. That's, 2 years in a row where he leads both categories. That's incredible. Most picks goes to Sam Howell with 21. Richardson at 20. Then it was Jordan Love. Then George Johnson, the rookie. Other touchdown passers, though, were Joe Burrow, who only had 2 picks. 39 touchdowns to 2 picks. You're kidding me, right? That's insane. Rushing yard leader, though, was Josh Jacobs, over 1,800. followed by McCaffrey, Derrick Henry, Jonathan Taylor, Bijan Robinson. Touchdown leader, also Josh Jacobs. I think this might be the same story for him 2 years in a row. I think he also led both last year, if I recall correctly. 116 per game. Jesus Christ. Isaiah Pacheco had the most fumbles with 4. Receiving-wise, Kupp leads the league once again in yards at 1329 at 14 touchdowns, which also leads the league. So he's still the greatest one out there right now. And thank God we have him, because if we did not, this offense would be averaging like 6 points a game at the most. We're lucky to have him. And for blocking, at least for us, I didn't check this for us, so let's check this real quick. Robinson gave up 11. Allen gave up 7. I mean, really, we did a good job handling most of the pressure. Especially Avila and Havenstein did a great job this season. So did Kevin Dotson. Allen, not so much. Robinson going to have the bulk of the issues for sure. But let's go to the defense now. Looks like the tackle leader was Isaiah Simmons over in Philly with $144. We tried to bring him in and could not secure the deal. For sacks, Aaron Donald leads the entire league with that 17 mark, and he missed the last 4 weeks of the season, so that's very impressive. It was followed by Khalil Mack, Aiden Hutchinson, Micah Parsons, and TJ Watt. Your common few besides Hutchinson there. And picks, Jair Alexander and Drew Sanders tied with 7 to lead the way. Sanders, by the way, in his second season this time around as a middle linebacker. Lindsey Johnson, one of the other rookie corners, had 6. Sauce Gardner had 6. Travarius Ward, Julian Blackmon, Justin Simmons all had 6. So, no real top interceptor for us. But now we're in Pro Bowl week. Taking a look at the Pro Bowl roster, seeing if we have anybody on this list besides Cooper Kupp. He is the number 1 receiver in the NFC, which makes total sense. Nobody at left tackle, nobody at left guard, nobody at center or right guard or right tackle. Aaron Donald is hurt, so he misses out too, unfortunately. You don't have any linebackers either. No corners. John Johnson actually was the best safety in the NFC, apparently. That's good to know. I think he was our only Pro Bowler. So, cool. And in the Super Bowl, it is the Chiefs taking on the Lions. What a matchup. The Lions had a really good record. We actually beat them this year. But how did they get here? They beat Philadelphia in the wild card round. Then they beat the Cardinals by 3 in a low-scoring game. Then they beat the Cowboys by 3 in the NFC Championship game. The Chiefs got here by taking down the Colts, then taking down the Bengals, and then taking down the Broncos, every game by multiple scores. And now they're here as the 5 seed. So who's going to come out on top? The Lions are going for their first ever Super Bowl. And yearly awards, Mahomes does win MVP with his fantastic season. Burrow comes in second. Coach of the Year goes to Dan Campbell. No shocker there. In the AFC, Mahomes wins Offensive Player of the Year. Khalil Mack, Depoy. Philip Lawson, Offensive Rookie of the Year. Lindsey Johnson, that guy that had 6 picks. Top Defensive Rookie over in the AFC. Mahomes was the best quarterback. Jacobs, best running back. Hopkins, best receiver. Trey Smith, best offensive lineman. Von Miller, best D-line. Khalil Mack, best linebacker. Julian Blackmon, best defensive back. And Joe Nicholson looks like a crackhead. I think he's best kicker over here in the AFC. And also a rookie, I think, too. In the NFC, it's Cooper Kupp winning Offensive Player of the Year. Hell yes. Love seeing that. Aaron Donald, Defensive Player of the Year. And we went 7-10. Oh, man. Offensive Rookie of the Year goes to George Johnson. Parson and Donald finished 4th and 5th, respectively. Defensive Rookie of the Year goes to Silas Holloway over Quincy Basnight. And Holloway is on that Lions Super Bowl team. Richards comes in 5th. Best quarterback, Dak Prescott. Best running back, McCaffrey. Best receiver, Cooper Kupp. Best offensive lineman, Chris Lindstrom. Best D-line, Aaron Donald. Best linebacker, Rashawn Gary. And best defensive back, Jair Alexander. And Jake Elliott wins best kicker. The Lions just got absolutely mollywopped. 59-17 in the Super Bowl. What is happening? Kansas City wins their 4th Mahomes MVP. What in God's name do we just see? They had 554 passing yards. They were killing them. Oh my, he threw 8 touchdowns. Do you know how insane that is? That breaks Steve Young's record of 6. What in the hell happened? Goff was sub 50%. Mahomes was 31 for 40. Not a whole lot of ground action here for either team. Got 87 for the main backs. Rashee Rice, 130. Justin Ross, 105. Amon-Ra St. Brown, 99. Kelsey had 2. Tony had 2. Ross caught 3. Rice caught 1. Jesus Christ. I actually can't believe that. That is insane. That is the craziest thing that I may have ever seen in this game. Seriously. No picks thrown. That just... I mean, 8 PATs is crazy by itself, but 8 of them passing? Jesus Lord. What about retirements? Gotta check us first. Just making sure that nobody for us is gone. Matthew Stafford has retired. Does that clear his cap room? This is the best thing to ever happen to this franchise. We have the cap space. We now have $153 million available. Stafford retiring just saved everything. Holy crap. Now we gotta really bring back Aaron Donald. Other retirements though, Kevin Zeitler, Harrison Smith, who just owned us in that game against Minnesota. Nick Folk. Tannehill's done. Glowinski, Bobby Wagner, Darius Slade, Kelsey, Armstead, Melvin Ingram, Fletcher Cox. To wrap up, let's first check mock draft 3. We do confirmed have the 3rd overall pick. The Texans have picks 1 and 2, which means we are definitely drafting Damon Craig with our pick. He's better than Luke Riley. He's a quarterback. He's the most important position. We have to take him. So that's the move. And we then have pick 13, actually. So we'll see what happens there. But we are going to have pick 3. And we know who's coming our way. But our real last order of business is to bring back Aaron Donald via the franchise tag. This is pretty much what he would be making if he took that deal anyway, so we don't really lose anything. He's back for 1 more year. And that's going to do it, folks. That Stafford retirement honestly has me giddy going forward because of how much cap space it clears. $50 million for each of the next 3 seasons. Absolutely massive for this team. But we've done all the re-signings. We brought back Aaron Donald on the franchise tag. We know who we're getting in the draft at quarterback. We know where this team is heading. Now it's time to put the pieces around those players together. So we'll do that next episode, folks. Thanks for tuning in as always. Please like, subscribe, comment down below. And I'll see you guys in our second off season coming your way soon. See you there.